Have you ever sat down to read a book you've loved for years, and suddenly found yourself squinting? Or maybe the words on your phone screen are just a little blurrier than they used to be. You rub your eyes, adjust your glasses, maybe turn on a brighter light, and then you tell yourself, well, I guess this is just what happens after 50. But let me ask you something, what if it's not just age? What if that slow fading of your vision, that quiet little decline you've been brushing off, is actually something your body is trying to tell you? What if you could do something about it? See, here's the truth nobody's really talking about. Your eyes don't just get weaker because you're older. They get weaker because they're not getting what they need. And in many cases, it comes down to just one simple vitamin, one that could be the difference between holding on to your vision, or slowly watching it fade away. Now I know. You've probably heard 1,000 things about carrots or getting stronger glasses or just living with it. But what if I told you there's an underrated, often overlooked vitamin, something most people miss entirely, that has the power to protect your eyes, support your retina, reduce age-related damage, and maybe even improve how you see the world around you? Sound too good to be true? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. In this video, we're breaking down the science behind aging eyes in simple, easy-to-understand language. We'll look at what's really going on in your body, the most common mistakes people make after 50 when it comes to eye health, and how just one nutritional change could make a huge difference in your daily life. So, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to be equipped with real, practical tools to protect your vision, keep your independence, and stay sharp. And hey, if protecting your eyesight matters to you as you age, drop a quick comment below that says, "Clear vision." I'd love to know who's here, who's listening, and who's ready to take their health into their own hands. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide, because every day, we're giving you the tools to age with strength, clarity, and confidence. Now, are you ready to find out which one vitamin could help save your vision after 50? Let's get into it. Let me tell you a quick story. Doris was a retired librarian, 72 years old. She'd spent her life surrounded by books, old novels, poetry, biographies, you name it. Reading was her world. But over the past year, she started noticing something strange. In the evenings, the words on the page just didn't look the same. She tried adjusting the lamp, switching her glasses, even moving closer to the window during daylight hours. But nothing worked. The letters were fuzzy, especially in dim light. She assumed it was just part of aging. It's normal, she told herself. But during a routine checkup, her doctor said something that made her pause. "Doris, you're low in vitamin A." Now that might not sound like a big deal. But for Doris, it explained everything. Her problem wasn't just getting older, her eyes were actually starved of a nutrient they desperately needed. Here's why that matters. Vitamin A plays a critical role in eye health. Especially in something called the retina, the part of your eye responsible for detecting light. When you don't get enough of it, your eyes struggle to adapt in low-light conditions. That's what leads to something called night blindness, a condition where your vision gets blurry or weak at dusk, indoors, or when you drive at night. And if the deficiency goes on too long, it can actually lead to permanent damage. Now here's the thing. Most people think, oh, I eat carrots, I'm good, right? But the truth is, carrots only give you beta-carotene, which your body then has to convert into usable vitamin A. And after 50, that conversion process slows down. For some people, it barely works at all. That means you could be eating a plate full of carrots and still be deficient. What your eyes need, especially as you age, is the active form of vitamin A. It's called retinal, and you'll find it in foods like eggs, full-fat dairy, and yes, organ meats like liver. But let's be honest. Not everyone's thrilled about eating liver, right? If that's you, don't worry. There's an easy workaround. Look for a high-quality multivitamin or eye health supplement that includes preformed vitamin A, that's retinol, not beta-carotene. You're not guessing anymore. You're giving your body exactly what it needs, no conversion required. This one change helped Doris. Within months, her nighttime vision improved. Reading in the evening was no longer a struggle. She didn't need new glasses. She needed the right nutrition. And the best part? You can start doing the same today. One small change, for one powerful difference in how you see the world. But here's the kicker, vitamin A is just the beginning. There's another vitamin, one that you may already have in your cabinet, that's quietly protecting your eyes every single day, even if you don't realize it yet. Let me introduce you to Tom. Tom is 72, a retired mechanic with hands that still remember the feel of old engine parts. Sharp, precise, and calm under pressure, that's who he's always been. But lately, something was throwing him off. He started noticing these tiny specks floating in his vision, little shadows drifting across his eyes like dust on a windshield. At first, he brushed it off. Just floaters, he said. Nothing serious. But over time, they became more frequent, and his vision felt weaker, especially when trying to focus on fine details. A visit to the eye doctor brought some unexpected news. His eye tissue was thinning, and not just from age. The doctor asked about his nutrition, and it turned out, Tom was missing a key antioxidant, vitamin C. Now, you probably know vitamin C as the immune booster. The cold fighter. The orange juice thing. But what most people don't realize is that vitamin C is absolutely critical for the health of your eyes. Here's why. Vitamin C strengthens the tiny blood vessels in your eyes, the capillaries that keep oxygen and nutrients flowing. More importantly, it protects against something called oxidative stress, a fancy term for the kind of slow, silent damage caused by aging, pollution, and inflammation. Think of oxidative stress like rust building up on your glasses. It clouds your vision. And over time, it wears down the delicate structures inside your eyes, leading to things like cataracts, macular degeneration, and yes, more floaters. Vitamin C is your shield against that. It fights the rust. But here's the catch. Most people don't get nearly enough. And the biggest mistake? They rely on fruit juice. You might think a glass of orange juice every morning is doing the trick, but in reality, the high sugar in most juices can actually cancel out many of the antioxidant benefits. It spikes your blood sugar, creates inflammation, and leaves your eyes more vulnerable than before. So, what can you do instead? Try adding in real, whole sources of vitamin C. Bell peppers, especially red ones, are packed with it. Kiwi is another powerhouse, and easier on the blood sugar. And if citrus fruits upset your stomach? Look for a buffered vitamin C supplement, that means it's gentler on digestion but still powerful for protection. Tom made the switch. He started eating more colorful veggies, cut down on the juice, and added a high-quality vitamin C supplement to his daily routine. And within a few weeks, his floaters became less noticeable. His vision felt more stable. More than that. He felt like he was finally doing something to protect himself instead of just watching things get worse. Now, remember this, vitamin A supports your retina. Vitamin C defends against damage and aging. But there's one more vitamin, one that hardly gets the spotlight, yet it might be the most powerful of them all when it comes to long-term vision health. And chances are, you're not getting enough of it. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 68 years old, recently retired from a career in elementary education. Loves knitting by the window, FaceTiming her grandkids, and curling up with her tablet to read the news each morning. But something started to change. Her eyesight began to blur, not all at once, but subtly. At first, it was the small print. Then it was faces on video calls. She blamed the screens. Too much time indoors, she thought. Too much digital strain. But something deeper was going on. When she went in for a checkup, her doctor ran a few simple tests, and one result jumped out: her vitamin D levels were dangerously low. Now, Margaret was confused. "I walk outside every morning," she said. She assumed that just a little sunshine here and there was enough. But here's what her doctor explained, and what so many people don't realize. As we age, our skin gets less efficient at making vitamin D from sunlight. Even if you're outside regularly, your body might not be converting enough UV rays into usable vitamin D anymore. And if you live in colder climates, or spend more time indoors, like many do after retirement, those levels can plummet even faster. Why does that matter for your eyes? Because vitamin D is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatories your body has. It plays a critical role in reducing inflammation in the retina, and protecting against something called macular degeneration, a leading cause of blindness in adults over 50. When vitamin D is low, the delicate structures in your eyes become more vulnerable to damage, and that's when blurry vision, visual distortion, and even permanent loss can creep in, often without warning. But the good news? Vitamin D is easy to restore, once you know what to look for. First, talk to your doctor or healthcare provider. Ask for a simple blood test to check your vitamin D levels. It's quick. It's painless. And it could reveal a major piece of the puzzle behind your vision problems. Then, consider adding a vitamin D3 supplement to your daily routine. D3 is the most effective form, especially for older adults. And during winter months, or if you live in a place with less sunlight, it becomes even more important. Margaret did just that. She started with a low dose, monitored her levels, and within a few months, her vision began to feel clearer. Not perfect, but noticeably stronger. Her eyes felt less tired. Her focus returned. It wasn't magic. It was biology, finally supported with the right tools. So now we've covered 3 of the most critical vitamins for protecting your vision after 50, vitamin A, for night vision and retinal health. Vitamin C, to fight damage and aging. And vitamin D, the silent protector, reducing inflammation and shielding your eyes from the inside out. But what if your vision is already blurry? What if you're already wearing glasses? And things still don't feel right? Can anything actually improve your sight, not just prevent it from getting worse? That brings us to a vitamin that doesn't get nearly enough attention. Yet it just might be the key to sharpening your vision starting today. Let's talk about Sam. He's 75. A former construction supervisor. Strong, steady hands. A practical guy, never one to complain. But lately, something was bothering him. His eyes. They felt dry. Gritty. Some days, it felt like he had dust in them, except no matter how much he blinked or rinsed, it wouldn't go away. And his vision? It had started to blur at random moments, like his glasses weren't doing their job anymore. He chalked it up to aging. Eyes wear out. That's just how it goes. But during a routine eye exam, his ophthalmologist asked a simple question: "Sam, are you getting enough vitamin E?" Sam hadn't thought about it. Most people don't. But what he learned next changed the way he looked at his health. Vitamin E isn't just some general immune booster or anti-aging trend. It plays a critical, often overlooked role in eye health, especially for older adults. Here's how it works. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant, one that protects the cells inside your eyes from damage caused by light, pollution, and natural aging. Think of it like armor for your eyes. It slows down the wear and tear, shields the delicate tissues, helps prevent oxidative stress from turning into long-term damage. But that's not all. Vitamin E also supports tear production, yes, your actual tears. And when your eyes aren't producing enough of them, that's when you start to feel dryness, irritation, and that cloudy, blurry feeling so many seniors quietly suffer through. This is what Sam was going through: classic signs of dry eye syndrome. His eye cells were drying out, and his vision was paying the price. But here's the thing. Most people don't get enough vitamin E through diet alone. Why? Because the foods that are naturally rich in it, like almonds, sunflower seeds, and avocados, aren't always staples in everyone's kitchen. And the cooking oils many folks use every day? They're often highly refined, stripped of their nutrients, and practically void of vitamin E by the time they hit your plate. It's one of the most common silent deficiencies, and yet, it's so easy to correct. Here's what helped Sam. He started eating a small handful of almonds each morning, just 10 or 15. Added a spoonful of sunflower seeds to his yogurt. And on his doctor's advice, he began taking a mixed tocopherol supplement, a form of vitamin E that's better absorbed and covers multiple types, not just one. Within weeks, the dryness in his eyes started to ease. His vision? It wasn't perfect, but it was clearer. More comfortable. More dependable. And that little gritty feeling that had nagged him for months? Gone. So, if your eyes feel dry, if your vision seems to cloud for no reason, if your screen, your book, or even the view outside your window feels harder to enjoy, it might not just be old age. It might be your eyes quietly asking for vitamin E. But now it's time for the one you've probably been waiting for. The one that's earned the nickname, the vision vitamin. The one we've been building toward this entire time. Because there is a nutrient, found in leafy greens and yellow vegetables, that plays an incredible role in keeping your vision sharp and your future bright. Let's talk about vitamin you don't want to miss. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She's 75. Spent most of her life creating beautiful things with her hands, knitting scarves, baby blankets, even delicate lace doilies that looked like snowflakes. But not long ago, her world started to blur. The stitches didn't line up like they used to. Her patterns, once crystal clear, became fuzzy. She told her daughter, "I think it's time I give it up. I just can't see it anymore." But her optometrist had a different idea. He didn't suggest new glasses. He didn't push surgery. He recommended two nutrients that changed everything for Eleanor, lutein and zeaxanthin. Now, you might be thinking, what are those? They're not as famous as vitamin C or D, but when it comes to vision, they are the stars. Let's break it down. Inside your eye, there's a small but vital area called the macula. It sits right at the center of your retina and is responsible for detailed vision, the kind you need to read a book, thread a needle, or recognize the face of someone you love. As we age, the macula becomes vulnerable, especially to things like blue light, oxidative stress, and free radicals. That's where lutein and zeaxanthin step in. These nutrients accumulate directly in the macula. Think of them as natural sunglasses built into your eyes. They filter out harmful blue light, reduce glare, and help keep your central vision sharp, stable, and strong. For Eleanor, her doctor recommended a supplement, one that combined at least 10 milligrams of lutein with 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin. She took it every day. 6 months later, she picked up her needles again. The patterns were clearer. The fuzziness faded. Her joy, restored. Now here's where many people go wrong, they assume their regular multivitamin has them covered. But most don't include lutein or zeaxanthin, at least not in meaningful amounts. And while it's true that you can get them from leafy greens like kale and spinach, there's a catch. As we age, our ability to absorb nutrients from food can decline. Even if you're eating healthy, your body might not be getting what it needs. That's why a vision-specific supplement is often recommended, especially if you're over 60. It takes the guesswork out. You know exactly what your eyes are getting. And what they're not missing. Here's a simple tip: when you're shopping for a supplement, flip the label. Look for one that says, lutein, 10 milligrams or more zeaxanthin, 2 milligrams or more, ideally combined with vitamins A, C, E, and zinc for full-spectrum eye support. And don't forget, these nutrients build up over time. The earlier you start, the better your eyes are protected. Eleanor didn't just save her eyesight. She reclaimed a part of herself that she thought was gone forever. And you can, too. Because protecting your vision after 50? It's not about chasing youth. It's about preserving the life you love, the things that bring you joy, independence, and connection. Now, what does all this mean for you or someone you care about? Let's bring it all together, and talk about the heart of why this matters so much. Shall we? Let's pause for just a moment. And think about what losing your vision really means. It's not just about needing stronger glasses. It's not just reading in brighter light or holding the newspaper a little farther away. It's losing the ability to drive yourself to the store. It's no longer being able to sew that button back on, or see your grandchild smile clearly. It's missing out on your favorite book, your favorite show, or the sparkle in your partner's eyes. It's losing independence. And for many, that loss can feel like losing a part of who you are. That's why this conversation matters so much. Because when your eyesight starts to fade, it's not just your eyes that are affected. It's your confidence, your freedom, and your connection to the world around you. But here's the truth. And here's the hope: you don't have to just accept it. You don't have to shrug and say, "It's just old age." There's something you can do. Simple, consistent steps. No fancy treatments. No scary procedures. Just nutrition. The kind your eyes have been asking for quietly, all along. Every vitamin we talked about today, A, C, D, E, lutein and zeaxanthin, they're not miracles. They're not fads. They're fuel. Fuel your body needs, especially after 50, to protect and preserve the precious gift of sight. So, here's what I'd ask you to do today: take a moment. Go to your medicine cabinet, or your kitchen shelf. Pick up your multivitamin bottle, or the eye supplement you've been meaning to take. Read the label. Are those 5 nutrients there? Are the dosages what your eyes truly need? If not, it's okay. You haven't failed. You're not behind. But now, you know. And knowing is everything. Because every step you take toward protecting your vision is a step toward protecting your independence, your identity, and your joy. And if your vision has already changed, if the words on the page feel a little fuzzier, if the sunlight feels too bright, or the faces you love don't look quite the same as they used to, please don't panic. You're not alone. And you're not powerless. These changes are real. They're frustrating. But they're not final. Because when you choose to care for your eyes, with the right knowledge, the right nutrients, and a little consistency, you're choosing to keep living life on your terms. So, take a deep breath. You're doing something powerful. You're learning, preparing, and protecting the one thing we so often take for granted, until it begins to fade. Your eyes tell the story of your life. Let's make sure they keep seeing every beautiful chapter ahead. So, let's take a moment, and bring it all together. We've talked about 5 powerful allies for your vision, 5 nutrients that can help keep your eyes sharper, longer, even after 50. Let's recap them, nice and easy. Vitamin A supports your retina and helps you see in low light. Vitamin C strengthens your eye tissues and fights oxidative stress. Vitamin D lowers inflammation and guards against macular degeneration. Vitamin E repairs cells and relieves dry, tired eyes. And finally, lutein and zeaxanthin, the dynamic duo that filters blue light and sharpens your central vision. Each one works differently. But together, they form a simple, powerful defense for one of the most precious parts of your health. Your ability to see, to connect, and to live independently. Now I'd love to hear from you. Are you already taking some of these vitamins? Or is there one you're thinking of adding after what we shared today? Let us know in the comments. Even if it's just one word, or one question, you never know who else might relate to your story. This community is built on shared experience, and your voice truly matters. And hey, if you found this video helpful, if it gave you something to think about, or reminded you to take better care of yourself, tap that like button. It helps more than you know. And go ahead and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. This is your space, where aging is respected, your health is a priority, and your life's next chapter is full of clarity, purpose, and care. Every day, we bring you tips just like this, rooted in science, delivered with compassion. Because we believe getting older shouldn't mean giving up. It should mean growing wiser, and living better. So, wherever you are today, whether you're sitting by a window with a warm cup of tea, or scrolling quietly through your phone late at night, stay healthy, stay hopeful, and never stop learning how to take care of the one body, and one pair of eyes, you've been given. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this growing family. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.